So unfortunately, I forgot to turn on my microphone in the recording software that I use. So I'm doing a brief voiceover. I'm just introducing myself. I'm Erik. I'm a moderator for the European Network of Youth Cancer Survivors Discord. And I'm here together with Magdalena, who is also a moderator on our Discord community. We are doing this event together with Andriana, and SANO. SANO is an organization based in Macedonia, and Andriana has been working with them for many years. SANO helps young people, children, and their parents with information, psychosocial support, as well as a parental home for parents. The parents can stay at this parental home when their kids are being treated in the hospital, and they are supplied with essentials like food, hygiene products, and psychosocial support. SANO was awarded with the November 13 award by the President of Macedonia for their hard work and humanitarian activities in helping young people and their families affected by oncohematological diseases. So I will hand over to Andriana
Thank
here.
you so much, Erik and Magda, for inviting me to present today. Like Erik said, my name is Andriana, and I'll be happy to break the ice for this event. Um, I've been volunteering in SANO for 6 years now. I'm actually included from the start in all of the projects, from the beginning to the end, from forming the idea, collaborating on it, managing, coordinating, and participating in the project. Personally, I work as a communications assistant, but in SANO, I work everything. Again, it was a huge honor to be invited by YCE. I already mentioned that I feel very, very lucky to be invited to all of your activities and to given a chance to contribute to the project. I will start with my presentation now. I think you can see my presentation now. So SANO is an organization for better health, education, and social care in Macedonia. For now, it is the only organization that exists in Macedonia that helps children with cancer. It's a non-governmental organization that supports these children and their families. It was founded in April of 2018 by parents and friends of those parents whose children were battling cancer. I will continue to use the phrase battling cancer because that's the literal translation of the phrase we use in Macedonia. So our work tends to improve the conditions in healthcare, education, and social care for the children with malignant diseases, and to create optimal conditions for their personal growth, health, education, and social care, as well as for their concerned families. So in May of 2018, our first project and big project was the setting up of a quiet room in the Children's Hospital. A little background behind this: the department already had a quiet room, but it was not equipped to be a place where the volunteers can do their workshops or where the children could have like a change of scenery from the hospital room. So we equipped it with games, toys, tables, chairs, and books. So where the children could play and they could participate in all the workshops that we had planned. This room now exists, obviously, it's reconstructed again. The same with the whole hemato-oncology department. We also, because we needed a bigger space, we also equipped another room where we held our other workshops. One of our proudest projects and one of the most essential ones I would say is the parental house in Skopje. So this is a parent's house for families and children with cancer who are outside of Skopje. This is a safe haven, if you will, for these children to and parents to stay while they have their, for example, radiology treatment, or while they wait for results or have regular checkups, so they don't have to travel to Skopje all the time. The parental house the premises were made available by the Ministry of Health in North Macedonia and completely renovated and equipped by SANO. The parental house is obviously the stay is free of charge. The same is the food, the hygiene products, and the psychosocial support for the parents and the children. This is also the only facility in the country that provides this service. A little statistical data: over 80 families have been staying at the house for the past 6 years. Have stayed at the house for the past 6 years. Another big project, and one that was long overdue, I would have to say, is the reconstruction of the hematology and oncology department. SANO managed to acquire a sum of total of 250 euros for the reconstruction of the hematology and oncology department. You have to understand that this department has been the same since, I believe, ex-Yugoslavia. When I went to volunteer there, when I started in 2018, those were the same rooms with the same yellow walls, the same beds. Nothing had changed, only degraded over time. So the company that donated Max Steel installed new systems for ventilation and technical gases. All the rooms, the hospital rooms and the rooms for the medical staff were renovated. The electrical installation was renewed, as well as part of the water switch network. So it's a good thing that the children now at least have hot water. Another information you should know is that this oncology department is it's the only one of its kind in the region and serves patients from both Kosovo and southern Serbia as well. So you see the importance of the reconstruction. Obviously, it's not like the Princess Maxima Center, but this is like a huge step forward for us. Another project that we started last year, we, together with the municipality of Đorđe Petrov, which is a municipality in Skopje, and the Swiss Agency for Development, and SANO, obviously in partnership with SANO, we managed to acquire funds of over 300,000 francs for the reconstruction of an old school in a village in Skopje, to be the first regional center for resocialization and rehabilitation of the children with cancer. So basically 20 to 30 children, maybe even more than 30, are diagnosed with cancer every year in Macedonia. So over the span of 3 years, around 115 kids go systemically untreated when it comes to the long-term follow-up care. The objective of this project was to build a regional center for rehabilitation, resocialization, and education of the children with cancer in an extremely ecological natural environment that provides ideal conditions for the reintegration of children who have survived cancer and their parents in a fully equipped, comfortable space through structured education, medical exercises, and a rehabilitation program for overall support, recovery, and a helping hand. So basically, the three main objectives of this project are: the first one is the psychosocial care, the second one is the education. So the thought behind of this idea was, most of you who had cancer during childhood, during your school and high school era, you know what it's like to lose a whole lot of material. Or, for example, I had my treatment from August to August, which means I lost the whole 6th grade. So you know what it's like to feel stressed out with having to learn the new material, as well as not recognize or not know anything that happened in the 6th grade. So you have like a huge educational gap that no one helps you fill it. So we would like to try and help these children with at least basic subjects like the mother language, English, maybe math, and also we like to make them more competitive in the labor market. So we would like to include some IT courses that will help them in long term for their reintegration in the labor market. And the third one, and one that we decided to implement after my visits, my peer visits, like I said, we were really lucky to be invited to participate as associated partners at the UKAIA's NET project and to be given the chance to see how that long-term follow-up care was conducted in other countries. So a little background again, long-term follow-up care in Macedonia is basically non-existent to that point that I believe that even I, before this, a lot of people don't recognize the term. So I did not know that for the past 13 years, what I've been doing myself was managing my long-term follow-up care. We would like to, at least for starters, have one office where we would try and manage and start the long-term follow-up care for all of the cancer survivors from now on. The location is in Kučkovo village, which is a rural area, 600 meters above sea level, 16 kilometers from the Skopje center, and it has a regular bus line from the city center. I've included a few photos. So basically, we are in the middle of the reconstructions. These are the photos from, this is an old school, over 100 years old. It's a historical landmark in Macedonia. It's beautiful, but sadly, it will be teared down and made into, it will given a better purpose now. I will be glad to show you the pictures in the future when the whole project is finished. So this is probably one of the most interesting topics for everybody. It's the regional conferences, the regional Balkan conferences. Myself, I have been going to camps in the Balkans since 2012 because I was not old enough yet. So, but I believe the Balkan conferences started in 2013 and were we needed to be over 18 to participate in them. So my first Balkan conference was in 2016 in Sarajevo. Basically, each country takes turns into being the host. When I say ex-Yugoslavian countries, probably some of you know, some of you don't. Yugoslavia was the country that had 6 constituent republics. That was Macedonia, Croatia, Montenegro, Bosnia, Serbia, and Slovenia, and dissolved in the early 90s. So basically we have similar cultures. Some of the countries also have similar or the same language. So when I say that we're a lot alike, we also have the same, basically we have the same basic healthcare problems. It was SANO's turn in 2018, where it was basically the main reason why me and 3 other volunteers, Teodora, who's here with us today, and Bojan and Angela decided to join SANO. We needed someone to stand, a legal entity to stand behind us because we were 20-something kids and nobody would give us funding to organize this conference. The organization was founded in April. I joined in June, so I've been there from the start, and I was really lucky we were all really lucky for the president of the organization to give us the trust to find the funding and organize this huge conference. So in 2 months, we managed to find funds to cover the basic costs for the conference, and we named it I Have One Wish. Around 50 childhood cancers from 5 regional organizations were participants in this conference. That year, obviously every conference starts with us presenting our work, and one of the pediatric oncologists from each country just presents the data and the late effects, consequences, all of the technical stuff. But we also the conference included topics like volunteering, because it was one of my favorite topics. And for the first time, I believe in the Balkans, a little controversial, we talked about sexual and reproductive health. I don't believe we have talked about it again. So I think that this year we will try to touch upon the subject again. The main topic this year, when we're hosts again, will be social inclusion, but we would also like to touch up a little bit on love, dating, and relationships. So again, this year we expect over 50 childhood cancer survivors from all the 5 regional organizations to join in Kruševo. That's a town in Macedonia. It's actually the highest town in Macedonia and one of the highest on the Balkans. It has an altitude of over 1,350 meters, so it's fresh air, beautiful nature. It has a really great historical semblance for Macedonia, and it's the birthplace of one of our most famous and loved singers who sadly passed away. But it's everybody wants to go there and visit his grave, so it will be great. I believe that we will have a great and productive conference like every year. Another conference that we organized, aside from these Balkan conferences, was the Regional Scientific Conference on the Challenges of Children with Cancer and COVID in 2021. So I believe that the conferences deserve its own slide. These are only pictures from the 2018 conference in Struga in Macedonia, but if you visit our socials, I'm sure you can find plenty of other pictures from all the conferences over the 10 years. One thing that we are also really very proud of is the organization of the first summer camp for children who finish their cancer treatment. So like I said, I've been going to these camps even before SANO, but all of those camps were outside of Macedonia. There's never been one for our children. I believe the practice of having a camp is all over Europe for these children, as well as the Balkans. So we are really happy and excited to have started the same tradition in our country. This project was actually organized in partnership with Krijesnica. You all know Michael from Croatia, under the Erasmus Plus program funded by the European Union. We all know how important are the projects for raising awareness about childhood cancer. We live in the Balkans, so we know how taboo this was. In 2018, when we would try to speak up about it or even hand a brochure with basic information for leukemia, people would be like, don't talk to me, I don't want to hear about that. So we went from that to in 2024, please tell us how we can help and contribute to your organization. This was done through a series of physical and virtual campaigns and events. I would like to mention some. So we did a fundraising Christmas market. Obviously, the main point of this event was to raise awareness, but we were lucky enough to raise also 500 euros for purchasing new bedding. So that, yes, we needed to, even when I had my treatment, I had to bring bedding from home. So this was really, really huge deal. I believe it still is. Another one that we are really proud of is the humanitarian running race, Fight Like a Kid, in February 2020, right before the corona pandemic started. Approximately 300 participants took part. Then we celebrated Golden September under the motto "It's nice to be me" in 2020, in honor of all the children battling cancer and volunteers cures of cancer. And in 2021, for Golden September as well, we had this wonderful event. It was called "I'm Here for You." It was an interactive event where hundreds of volunteers sang songs under the windows of the pediatric clinic. The site was absolutely beautiful. Even when we were gathering, you could see their little heads pop up from the windows, and those who could would bring out their chairs and sit with their infusion racks and just watch us sing them songs. Another one that's really important for us, at least for our social media platforms, are the virtual campaigns. When the pandemic hit, all of us had to be creative in order to stay accurate. So we did a couple of virtual campaigns. The first one was to celebrate Golden September in 2020. We asked the public to show their support by wearing something gold, either a ribbon or scarf, take a picture and send it to us with a little their name and a little message, so we could post it. And our over 60 plus participants over the span of 30 days sent us pictures. Another one we did was the virtual humanitarian race, walk kilometers in our shoes. The idea behind it was, for example, all of you, like I mentioned in the when I talked about the regional center, the educational gap that we have sometimes over the years felt like basically we have this mountain in Skopje that like climbing that mountain every day with a backpack with stones, it was so hard, and then at the end of the day you just relax and you go down. So we wanted to showcase the emotional and burden that these um, cancer survivors face every day, that's not known to everybody. Everybody thinks that when the treatment is over, that the battle is over. Sadly, that's not the case. Over 200 participants took part. This was for the 15th of February, the International Childhood Cancer Day. So in the span of 3 days, 200 people um, sent us pictures of them climbing a mountain, walking, cycling, or running. And so also the idea behind of it was to get the people moving because of the pandemic. Everybody was used to staying inside, so we also wanted to like mobilize the public to be more physically active. So a lot of kilometers were made, a lot of pictures were sent. So it was all in all a very successful event. And the last one is the humanitarian hair donation action. Even Real Heroes wear wigs, where over 400 people donated their hair. Every single one was posted on our socials. Why do I say this? These are great ideas for raising your social media likes. So, for example, when we started in 2012, before the first campaign, we had like 1,000 likes. Then we got 2,000. Then we went from the second one from 2,000, we went to 4,000. So for the last one, we went from 4,000 to 8,000, basically 100% every time. I like numbers, so if you ever need an idea, a virtual campaign is to go. The public likes to feel included, so there's no room for failure, basically. And other projects that I believe were worth mentioning, and one of my favorite projects. The first one was organization of educational workshop for psychosocial support for medicine students and volunteers. So basically, uh, we like we liked to build trust between the future doctors, students of medicine, and the children patients. We all know that the children are usually scared of the doctor, and we don't want that to be the case because doctors are here to help us. So we did all of these psychosocial workshops for the doctor to basically prepare them on how to approach these children. Another one was the installing of a goodbye bell. So children who finish their treatment ring the bell symbolically to signal they're leaving. Some of you may know the story behind this. I believe a Marine who had cancer, when she finished her treatment, all of her fellow Marines installed a bell that she rang when she finished her treatment to symbolize that she beat cancer. This showed that it's a really good practice for us, and we really are excited when we see photos or videos pop up of children ringing the bell. One of, and probably my favorite, is the volunteering part. So before the COVID pandemic, when we were able to physically be there, we had two main volunteering projects. The first one was called Reading Goodnight Stories for the children patients, because it was not just for the hematology and oncology department, it was for the whole hospital. So we had over 100 volunteers engaged in this activity. And the second one was the organizing ongoing creative workshops for the children at the hematology and oncology department. That was only implemented by us, the volunteers who had a lived experience. So all of the volunteers had to pass a psychosocial workshop, and everyone who wanted to volunteer basically the first floor was the hematology and oncology department. So everybody who was ready to volunteer at the first floor, we would gladly bring them, but a lot of them decided they're not ready. So that is why we decided to include the whole hospital. Because of this ongoing workshops that we did at the clinic and as well as the parents' house for the children with cancer. In November 2020, me, together with four other volunteers, Theodora, Boyan, Theo, and Philip, we were given an award by the city of Skopje in the field of humanitarian activities, like Erik mentioned, for selflessly helping children who were fighting malignant diseases and the oncology and hematology department at the Children's Hospital in Skopje. So we had been doing all this work, and we never realized that someone was actually watching and decided that um, we were worth enough to be given an award in the same award who was given to at that time at the peak of the pandemic to the doctors who were on the first line of the COVID pandemics. So that's it from my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention. And if you have any questions, I'll gladly answer them.
Let's see, am I back on stage now as well? Perfect. I'm gonna turn on my camera as well. Thank you for the presentation, Adriana. It's really inspiring. You are changing many survivors and patients' lives, but also it seems society in general dispelling preconceptions about cancer um, within the society in Macedonia, which is amazing, truly amazing. Um, and yes, as you say, Adriana, it is time for a Q&A with the audience. If anyone has questions, you can raise your hand. Or type in chat. It's fine. Let's see. I'll invite. Let's see here. I'll invite Violetta.
Thank you, Tiago. Thank you so much.
If you're on desktop, Violetta, you should be getting a notification to be able to join the stage. If you're on an Android phone, I could
Yeah,
not
I
get
can
it to
see
work.
that
You're here?
the no, that's me.
That's you. Yeah.
Uh, Violetta is on her phone. So I can see
Yeah.
the icon.
Yeah. So you're probably gonna have to use the chat. Unfortunately, it
Um,
didn't work for me either on the phone. I think it's a pretty new feature or something on Discord. So I have a question. So which one of these projects are your favorite? Like I know you mentioned the hematology oncology. Is it still like the big favorite, or do you have a second one as well?
Well, yes, probably the parents' house. It has a lot of soul in it, you know.
Yeah.
Um, the hole when the holes are filled. I know that the reason that house is because the child obviously has cancer, and we don't want that. But when we have children and the holes are filled with laughter, despite all of that that's happening to them, and they're playing and like basically filled with life, um, it gives me a huge hope for my future, and it makes me feel very good that we are helping and making the community a better place for everyone. So yes, the parents' house is one of our proudest and mine as well projects.
Yeah, I can imagine it gives a lot of hope to the parents and to the families not having to I'm guess are you using it as a like a halfway house when they're going to the hospital, so they don't have to stay at the hospital the entire time, or
Yes, well, the house is on the complex of the clinics. It's basically like 5 minutes walking to the pediatrics clinic, and they're usually is used by parents and children who, for example, are have the radiology treatment at the moment, or who are here from some appointments, so they don't have to travel all the time because, let's be honest, that's a huge financial burden. Or for the mother or the father whose child is currently having their treatment, so they don't have to rent out an apartment or houses, which is actually also really, really expensive. And another thing they have to think about, despite, just thinking, and they need to be focused on their child.
yeah, no, I get that. It seems like almost being at
Oh,
a hotel. You get in there, you have the things that you need. You don't have to focus on all those small like daily things. It's great that it
we
exists.
have,
Oh, yeah.
sorry, we have Violeta.
Oh,
She
amazing.
joined as a speaker. Yeah, so we will try.
I think she's still muted.
Yes, can you unmute yourself? No, mm, I cannot unmute.
You should be unmuted now. Is the microphone working for
Oh,
you?
we still cannot hear you.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anything.
So try again. Take your time. Also, I have a question. Uh,
Mhm.
how long it was to open the parents' house? Like
Um,
since the idea and then to open it.
mhm. So I think that all of the Balkan organizations would agree that when you open on and when you found an organization, the first big project you do is opening up a parents' house. So that's like a must in our countries, non-formally, obviously. So the idea was right from the beginning. We just needed to find the funds and someone to and the location that we will reconstruct the house. So I think, but I'm not sure. This is a fun fact. The premises, the object, was given by the Queen Elizabeth after the earthquakes in Skopje. So that is why we are not allowed to touch the outside. That's why it looks that way. We were only allowed to reconstruct and equip the inside. So it didn't took long. Basically, like 5 months. We opened it in January of 2019.
Yes, thank you. Violeta, how we can see you. Hi.
Hello.
We cannot, we can't hear you. I don't know how to help because you're unmuted.
it's probably a setting. Um,
I don't know how to. I don't remember how it looks on the phone.
yeah, same here. But I can maybe I can just say what Violetta wrote in chat. Uh,
Yes.
she just wants to congratulate Andriana. They are neighbors and they are collaborating. I am from the BC Patients Association. I don't know what that stands for. BC, Andriana.
I don't know.
Okay, which one? Okay.
Breast
Oh,
cancer.
okay, the
Okay.
breast cancer.
Oh,
Oh, of
yes.
I
course,
was
of
thinking
course.
breast.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
we
yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. And they cover more than 600 women in Kosovo to help them after they have been diagnosed with breast cancer. And it's really great with the collaboration between the organizations.
That's
It's
amazing.
absolutely
Yes.
amazing. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
that's really impressive work. Thank you so much for sharing it. Like I said, our department, I think for the adults as well, is a regional one and covers patients from Kosovo and southern Serbia as well. So we've had guests in our parents' house from Kosovo that I'm still very, very good friend with.
Okay. Yeah, that is
Amazing.
amazing. That is great. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
Violetta, they organized
that's
the
impressive.
yeah, they organized the race for the cure Kosovo for 6 years.
Yeah, that's very impressive.
Bravo, yes, that's great.
So I thank you both, ladies. You both inspired us today.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adriana, for the presentation and for the whole history about Mano. Sano,
Sano.
sorry.
Sano.
It's very sorry. It's quite there is a lot of organizations, but yours is amazing and it looks incredible and you're so awesome. I know you and I can tell everyone who doesn't know you that you're so amazing and so warm as you can see on the here on online call. And yeah, we wish to be even like next year maybe again. We will meet here and you're gonna tell us about more exciting projects.
Thank you so much, Magda and Erik. I was so excited to get your invitation to present as an associated partner. Like I said, it's really an honor, and I'm very, very grateful to be able to contribute and to learn from you. We have, I basically presented everything that we are doing for the basic healthcare in Macedonia, but you have paved the way for us. So it's really good to hear your experiences and what the work you're doing, just to see what we need to do in the future. So thank you so much for making us feel included, and I really hope to see you all and hang out in the future events.
For sure.
Yes,
We're gonna see each
definitely.
other.
I hope so too.
So
Thank you so much, Andriana.
yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Also about the events, I have a reminder for everyone here. You can still register for a closing event of this project, European Network of Youth Cancer Survivors. And I'm gonna write the link in the chat because Katie couldn't stay more because she really feels sick. But here you have the link. Try to tell us about yourself more and more, and hope to see you this summer, everyone. Yeah, and have a great weekend. I mean, come on, the
Yeah.
sun
Yes,
is out.
have a great weekend. I know
The
it's Friday, so
spring, the spring is here, finally.
go out and have fun.
Yes. Thank you
Yes,
so
thank you
much.
very much. See you.
See you.
Thank
Bye.
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.